Monday glitches. There we go. I always like to practice my silent film. Welcome again, everyone, to this Monday stream, Monday episode, wherever you may be from. If you're from Europe, leave a comment. I never hear from any European viewers, or if you're from Asia, Japan, South Korea, wherever you may be watching today, guys. Hope you're having a good start to your week. Yes, Cub fan Steve, it usually is me. Yes, it usually is me. As I get set up for the stream, I leave my audio off until I start because, you know, in case I cough or in slurping coffee or anything like that, I don't need to have that come into the stream. So I always just forget to turn it on. Well, not always, sometimes forget to turn it on. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. You realize we're like 12 or 13 days before Christmas? Just reminds me of that song, 12 Days Before Christmas. And I'm Canadian. If you are Canadian, you know the Bob and Doug McKenzie version of the 12 Days of Christmas. It's a hilarious spoof on the traditional song. Of course, Bob and Doug McKenzie were a big part of the Canadian pop culture for probably about 10 years up here in Canada in the 80s. You know, two hosers from Canada who like to drink their beer and wear their toques and go coo-coo-coo-coo-coo-coo. They were part of the Second City team, which is kind of like the Canadian Saturday Night Live that we had up here. So yeah, sometime Google or go to YouTube and check out Bob and Doug McKenzie's 12 Days of Christmas. I think you'll get a good laugh, and it's a very stereotypical look at Canadians up here. And again, if you're from Canada, if Fofi's here, he knows exactly what I'm talking about with Bob and Doug McKenzie. Yeah, missed that comedy team. We had Kids in the Hall, another big Canadian comedy team. Corner Gas was a big hit comedy show up here in Canada. And more recently, Schitt's Creek. A lot of Canadian actors and production, popular show as well. So once in a while, Canada, you know, does create good comic content over the years. So guys, since I started my Hollywood movie TV show theme team, I thought, hey, let's start having a theme to some of the episodes. So this episode number 37 already, my 37th stream. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yes, referring to last week, the week that was, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Probably my favorite Clint Eastwood movie, those spaghetti westerns from the 50s and 60s. Even when you watch them today, you get a good chuckle out of them. They're kind of cheesy, but they're Western staples, right? Just like John Wayne, you had Clint Eastwood, and he put out a lot of those. So welcome to episode number 37, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And again, it's Monday, probably wiping, you know, the weekend out of your eyes a little bit. Why is Monday so far away from Friday? Yet Friday is so close to Monday. Yeah, still 4 or 5 more days before we get to the weekend again. Coffee of choice today, Nespresso, hazelnut blend with Starbucks added as well. It's a double today with hazelnut creamer, maple creamer, and some butterscotch syrup. That is the Nespresso blend today. Yeah, coffee's getting so expensive. Everything's just shooting up there in price. Weather-wise, of course, I got to give my weather update. Minus 16 degrees or 4 degrees Fahrenheit right now up here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I had a little bit of snow, at about 2 inches of snow over the weekend, but no more snow until Friday, it looks like. But temperatures are going to get cold once again. We are going to get down to about minus 28 by this time next week. So what's it like in your area, guys? What's your temperatures? Brag away. Steve from Orlando, Let's check out Orlando. Yeah, you're sitting at about 69 degrees. Nice. You're sitting 69 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Winnipeg, Canada, 29 degrees Fahrenheit. Toronto, 27 degrees. Atlanta, 58. Dallas, 57. Nashville, Tennessee, 51. And Phoenix, a little cooler than expected, 50 degrees in Phoenix. Coldest temperature right now, which isn't too bad. There's not really a ton of cold places. Minus 17 degrees Fahrenheit up in Eureka and minus 8 in Yellowknife. So seems like a warmer day than we would expect to see in December. Of course, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, the nights are getting longer. The days are getting shorter. The winter solstice on December 21st, the longest day of the year. So we don't get a lot of sunshine or daylight hours in the next month or so. A little bit later, we will get back in the game. If you created players for my Get in the Game series, we are now in the 4th season. We will move ahead to the All-Star break. We'll play the All-Star game, and a bunch of those creative players, I'm sure, will make the All-Star game. So kind of a fun little series that I do typically on Mondays, sometimes on Thursdays. How are you guys doing on that Cooperstown chase? Cooperstown Club 5. Do you have any of those cards yet? I think I have, on one team, I have Rivera, and that's it. These by far are the toughest missions to complete in all the Cooperstown missions. Those tournament cards that you need to get the acquired points, they're tough to get because not a lot of those tournament cards are on the market yet. Even though there's about 100 of them given out every day with all the perfect draft tournaments, not a lot of people are selling them. And if they are, they've got them for pretty big prices. So if you've got any of these from last week, let me know which ones you got, which ones are playing well for you, and which ones are you hoping to get? Are you close on getting to add to your team? I'm really pushing for the Greg Maddux on one of my teams, Johnny Bench on my theme team, Pedro. We'd all love that peak Pedro, and Tris Speaker I would love as well. So I won't be going for all of them. It's going to be too expensive. This mission is definitely the wait it out mission. They will be there. This mission will not disappear. And over time, more and more tournament cards will show up and the prices will go down. It's the platinum missions that you have to panic a little bit about, because those cards are limited release for about 8 weeks in packs. So when they release the missions for platinum, either this week or next week, those are the ones you want to get the cards probably as early as possible, because those prices tend to go up over time, especially once they're out of packs. Again, if you've been following my YouTube series, remember I started on YouTube before Twitch, and then Twitch said, hey, you can be an affiliate and give drops to people that watch and follow. And so I transitioned over, but every once in a while, I still do some YouTube content. And on the weekend, I updated my Ace of Bronze, which I did about 5 months ago. So it's a little bit outdated. And I thought, hey, let's give you an update on the team I use for Ace of Bronze. Because Ace of Bronze, I probably get packs in 3 out of every 10 tournaments. So I hit about 300, which in baseball is really good. So if you can hit on 3 out of every 10 tournaments you are in, you're looking at getting, somewhere between 60 and 100 packs a week just from playing Ace of Bronze or Ace of Iron tournaments. So I did do a new video which shows you the cards that I'm currently using. And of course, with the Platinum series over the last 5 months, I've changed my cards up quite a bit. And I recommend you give it a watch. You'll see the video link come up in the Twitch chat at some point. It's on a timer. And try out some of those players. If you're not having success, feel free to copy my lineup. The only thing is, I know a lot of streamers give a lot of data and numbers and facts. I don't do that. I go with gut feel. I go with just constantly being in these tournaments and then looking back on them and seeing what's working and not what's not working. And by just they're the perfect lineup. You could have a lineup that wins 3 in a row and then doesn't win anything for 10 tournaments. So no one out there is a complete expert. Some people are very big on the stats and the numbers, and that works for them. I work based on feel and based on entering a lot of tournaments, and then again, seeing what works and what doesn't work. So you may have success with my team. You may not have success with my team. But over the course of the last 5 months, this has generated a lot of packs for me, being in Ace of Bronze. So check it out. And in the YouTube video, if you do watch it, leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing if you use some of the players, because there are some new meta players in Ace of Bronze. Let's check out the official Twitter feeds from OOTP. Usually on Monday, they release a new LE card. I don't see any released yet. Maybe they just haven't posted it yet, but usually around this time on Monday, they do release a new LE. They did release one on the 9th, so I guess that would have been Friday. So on Friday, the 81 gold Steven Strasburg is now in packs, so there'll be 100 of those. Again, probably won't play in gold or diamond or perfect league, but is a card if you're a Steven Strasburg fan, you might want to add to your collection. You can probably pick him up fairly cheaply. And on the 7th, so just under a week ago, John Franco, a silver card, Cincinnati Reds, Gorgo, and Joe Carter from his days with Cleveland in 1989, just before he came to the Blue Jays and hit that memorable home run to beat the Braves in the World Series. So Joe Carter, 63, he already has a silver version out there, but this might be another one that Ace of Bronze tournament players might want to use. I don't have it. I'm not using it, but if you find it helpful, yeah, let me know. Probably a fairly cheap card to pick up on the card shop. Other than that, again, last week, the Seattle Aftershocks were the perfect team world champions. They beat C-Wit's team, but then C-Wit came back on Sunday of last week to win his first perfect team championship. So congratulations there. And last night, there were 2 first-time perfect league entries. One was the Madison Moundsmen, and the other was the Cleveland Flying G's. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the Cleveland Flying G's won their first World Series in 6 games. I believe it went 6 games. I caught the tail end of Dish's stream last night. And big congratulations to Dish. Dish has been having a nervous last couple of weeks with his newspaper and his job. Thought he lost it, and then the newspaper went under new management, and although it's only going to 1 publishment a week, he is still going to be writing and still has his job with his small newspaper. So good stuff, Dish. Glad things kind of worked out for you there. We love you on OOTP. You're doing a wonderful job with your streams. We know they keep you busy on Friday nights, some Saturdays, some Sundays, and then you stream your own content. So congratulations on sticking with the newspaper. And thank you again for all your hard work in making these streams fun for us. Cubs fan Steve, wasn't the home run versus the Phillies and Mitch Williams? Yes, it was. Did I say Braves? Yes, I meant the Phillies. I'm just used to Toronto facing the Braves a lot in the late 80s and 90s, the Cox managed teams. But yes, it was the Phillies and the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams. The regular OOTP account on Twitter, let's see what they've got going on. a giraffe. So Sean Manaea reportedly agreed to a 2-year deal with the Giants. I'm not familiar with Sean Manaea. Is that his nickname? Is he the giraffe? Do they call him the giraffe? Must be, for that meme to come out there. And other than that, the last big news was Xander Bogaerts signing with the Padres, 11 years, $280 million. Probably everyone in the chat right now, we can't earn that much in a lifetime of working for the companies and jobs that we work for. But, a baseball player, they're a little higher pay grade than us streamers. That's for sure. In terms of more recent transactions, on the 10th, pretty quiet. The winter meetings kind of winding down and the weekend, so not a lot going on the weekend. But on Saturday, the Nationals agreed with free agent right-handed pitcher Trevor Williams. And the Mets, busy at it again. They signed free agent Brandon Nimmo. Nothing on the transactions from baseball yesterday, and nothing currently today. Still waiting for the official first big news from the Toronto Blue Jays. I heard rumors, but I didn't check them out, about Kevin Kiermaier signing with the Blue Jays. Have you guys heard anything about that? Is it just rumors? Is it official yet? What are you guys hearing about Kevin Kiermaier? So always loved him in Tampa Bay. Great, defensive center fielder. Blue Jays need more depth in the outfield. So curious if you've heard anything about Kevin Kiermaier. And hey, how you doing, Gorgo? I wasn't able to make your stream yesterday. If you did have it, I'm not sure if you did run it. I know there was some, speculation you may not be able to do it, but I missed it out on Sunday. I was doing a trade show with the wife and didn't have a chance to watch any of the streams other than dishes a little later in the evening. So hope it went well. And again, there is a new Cincinnati Reds card that I showed a little earlier, Gorgo. Where is he? Right there. John Franco. You'll remember him from the 1980s. So a new limited edition Reds for you to chase out. Maybe get one of those and just hang on to it in case you do that Reds theme. You can probably get them pretty cheap right now on the card shop. Or maybe you'll pull them in one of your packs. So you were on yesterday for a little over an hour. Excellent. Good. Yes. I know as a streamer, I like to get on for my scheduled times, and a lot of watchers are, depending on streamers to get their packs. And hopefully we'll have some Christmas bonus coming up. Nothing official, nothing I can announce, nothing I'm aware of. But remember, we had the Thanksgiving Pack Palooza. Maybe we'll get something soon for Christmas and the affiliates that stream the game. A couple shout outs to some new followers. Thank you so much. O-Kusak, O-Kusak, and Admiral Relativity. Cool name. Admiral Relativity. Thank you so much for the follow. You are number 397. Wow. I'm 3 followers away from hitting 400. And again, this is episode number 37. So pretty good. That's about 37 followers an episode. So getting close to that 400 follower mark. So yes, let's get back to today's theme. Today's theme is The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, a classic movie. And it's how my week played out last week in OOTP. So let's start with the ugly, shall we? What was ugly about my week? Well, the ugly part was the theme team. I was in Rookie, which again is the lowest league you can be in. And this is why I call it the ugly. 121 wins, 41 losses. And it did get me into the playoffs, but I was in the same division as the Alder Ridge Marauders, who finished with 138-24. So even though I had the fourth best record, and I feel bad for the New York Metropolitans, look at that. They had a better record than I did, 124-38. So that is the ugly. Again, I finished second in the division and had less than 40 losses. I even went on a 17-game winning streak in September. Here's my September schedule, and you'll see a lot of green. The only loss that it's showing on this schedule here is one loss to EVC's theme team. 8-4 I lost that game, but every other game I won. Except the last 2 of the month, I took a screenshot before those were played. So yeah, I went on a 17-1 run at the end of September. So that brought me to the playoffs. Again, I'm a wild card because I finished second in my division. I managed to beat out Sonic Youth theme team 2-0, and then I played the top team in my division. They had the bye, they got to play the wild card winner, and they swept me in 3 games. And then they went on to beat EVC's team, Fernando Valenzuela's, and went on to beat the other theme team, the Jackie Robinson Ramblin' Rookies. So yes, it was a league that was dominated by theme teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 theme teams. All 5 theme teams made the playoffs, but the winner, although a fellow Canadian, was not a theme team. So that's why I kind of classify that team as the ugly of the week. And I have some really good players. I'll show you a little bit later. Let's get on to the bad. What was the bad of last week? So last week, my 2 main teams, the Gym Unknown Blue Jays and the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, went to a play-in game. Both were in the same league in Diamond. Both were in the same division, the NC East, and both finished 4-10 in the last 10 games, finishing 86-76. Just, you couldn't script this any different. And remember, this is the bad part. The ugly was the theme team. This is the bad part. So we had to play that play-in game, which means you waste another, probably one of your better pitchers, because the playoffs start the next day. One team is going to win the division and one team is going to be a wild card. So that play-in game, how did it go? It was extremely close. And the entire season, Gym Unknown Blue Jays were in first. And then the Gladiators kept creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. And eventually the Gladiators tied them on the last day of the season. The play-in game, 1-0. I used my number 6 pitcher because I didn't want to waste my best pitchers. I wanted to keep them for the playoffs. So I put in Randy Johnson, 98 rated Randy Johnson, probably the best Randy Johnson in the game right now. And he had a fantastic game. He pitched, I think he pitched 8 and 2/3 innings. So almost a complete game, striking out 8 and helping the Gladiators win 1-0. We scored 1 run in the 5th, 6 hits for the Gladiators, 4 hits for the Blue Jays. And again, I was torn. I didn't really care who won that game because they're both my teams. And so because of that, both teams ended up playing in the wild card because even though I was a division winner with the Gladiators, I was the worst division winner. So the Blue Jays went on and they won their wild card series. And then the Gladiators went on and won their wildcard series. So both teams went to the division playoffs. And this is where the Coffee Kitties or the Coffee Cats destroyed the Blue Jays 3-0. The Gladiators were playing against Seoul. And Seoul and the Kitties were the two best teams in our NC. And I had to play them both. Lost to one of them, beat the other. So then in the championship series, in the Final Four, I played the Kitties and was able to handle them pretty good. I think they won the first game, and then I think I came back and won 4 straight. So that's going to push the Gladiators to the final of Diamond. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly was the theme team. The bad was the Blue Jays, first all year, and then they lose the play-in game. And the good? Well, we'll talk about the good right after the break that's coming up. Radman, you went up to the Diamond last week for the first time and didn't get demoted. That is a moral victory. Getting to Diamond and staying there is tough. So congratulations on doing that. We will be back to talk about the good of last week in about 90 seconds. So be back right after these messages from our sponsors. All right, welcome back. Again, episode number 37. The theme for this episode, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's finish off the week recap talking about the good. So as I mentioned earlier, I was not home most of yesterday. I did not access my teams at all. And when I got home last night, I saw that one of my teams made the finals. But I didn't know the results of it. We're in Diamond 357. The Jays lost out. And then the Gladiators beat the Kitties or the Cats to go to the finals. And we were up against the Miami Jaws. Now, I'm not familiar with Miami. I've seen the team name around, so it's, I think, a fairly really good manager. And so I booted up the game, and I immediately didn't look at any results. I knew the playoffs were over because it was late, so I just clicked on the highlights. I said, you know what? I want to watch the highlights of the last game, not knowing how I did. And because OOTP doesn't allow you to go back after Sunday night, once the new season comes around, I recorded it. So let's go through, and it's a short clip because it wasn't a big scoring game. Let's go through and watch the highlights of the last game. And this series, I'll tell you, went 5 games, and this is the final one here. So yeah, I'm going to have some fun calling this last game. Or maybe not so fun. You'll see. It was an interesting game. All right, so the Jaws up against the Rocky Mountain Gladiators. I had John Matlick on the mound in those beautiful red and gold and black uniforms. And the Jaws, they get first at bat. And first player of the game hits one out to Ken Griffey Jr. So now we move to the bottom of the third. Jerry Royce on the mound, and that one just squeaks by their second baseman. So Griffey Jr. takes second, and we have runners on first and second with 1 out, Harmon Killebrew at the plate. And he goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Oscar Charleston up against Jerry Royce. He lines one to right field, and that is going to score the first run of the game for the Gladiators. Ken Griffey Jr. comes in, and it's 1-0, moving to the top of the 7th. John Matlick up against Mickey Mantle. Notice we have a no-hitter going right now at the top of the 7th, and of course, as I say that, Mickey Mantle gets a base hit to right field. First hit of the game for the Jaws. Runner on first, one away, Harmon Killebrew at the plate, and Randy Johnson on the mound, relieving John Matlock, and he strikes out Killebrew. Ted Williams up at the plate, 2 out, and he takes a walk on the outside of the plate, so the Jaws are threatening. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 7th for Hank Aaron. And here comes the pitch from Randy Johnson, and Aaron hits one deep to left field, but it is not deep enough. And the Gladiators, as I'm sweating away watching this last night, almost give up a 3-run shot. Top of 8, 1 hit for the Jaws, and Eckersley on the mound. Charleston at the plate. He grounds out to second base for 1 out. You can imagine how nervous I am because I don't know the results of this game. Then Eckersley starts to fall apart a little bit as he walks Jim Thome, and then Mickey Cochran's at the plate, and Eckersley gets him to pop up to right field. So 2 away. Top of the 8th. Runner on first for Ken Griffey Jr., always a threat. And Griffey Jr. strikes out to end the 8th inning, and the Gladiators go to the top of the 9th, up 1-0. Craig Biggio up against Eckersley, and Biggio goes down swinging. 1 out, top of 9, Eckersley versus Mickey Mantle. And here comes the pitch from Eckersley. And Eckersley hits an opposite field deep fly ball, and just like that, the Jaws tie up the game. 1-1, top of 9, 1 out. Oh, the morale just collapses. And now Eckersley's still out there facing Ted Williams. 2 out, top of 9, and Williams drops one in center field. He gets on with a single, and I'm going, here comes the collapse. Here comes the collapse. Tug McGraw comes in to try and salvage the 9th inning. And he's up against Hank Aaron, and Hank Aaron drops one into center field. And so the Jaws have runners on first and second, 2 away. Pop Lloyd at the plate. McGraw with the pitch. And Lloyd hits a weak ground ball, forcing out the runner from first, and we escape. 1-1, bottom of 9. There Eckersley up against Joe Morgan. Yes, I still use Joe Morgan. And Joe Morgan drops one in center field. So breathing better. 1 on, no one out. Willie McCovey at the plate up against their Dennis Eckersley, and he hits one to the opposite field. That is going, and that is gone. And Willie McCovey with the walk-off 2-run shot in the bottom of the 9th, and the Rocky Mountain Gladiators take Game 5, and with that, they advance to Perfect League. It was quite the celebration last night. I never thought I would be in Perfect League again. I was happy to make it there once. And let me just go to my main OOTP screen. Yes, Wildcat, it was a woo moment for sure. Again, I didn't know who won the series and who didn't win the series. All I knew was it was the final game, and once Mickey Mantle hit that tying run in the 9th, I thought, that's it. That's it. 2 outs away from winning, and they're going to come back and win this. And unfortunately for them, they didn't. So there you see up in the corner here now, I've got 2 diamond championships in 2048 and in 2,052. So I played perfect in 2049, and now I'm currently there later, or there now. And I'm just, I don't know how this team did it. When I show you the roster again, you're going to say, how is that a perfect team? How did they win Diamond? Because many, 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 many better Diamond teams out there that are not in perfect right now. So let's take a peek at where we're at. I always do poorly on Mondays. However, perfect, I am 3-4 right now. I'm only a game and a half out of first. I am with the Glendale Golden Grizzlies. This is their first appearance in Perfect League. I'm with the Seattle Mariners, who have 7 championships, but this is their first Perfect League appearance. Another Canadian team, my fellow Ottawa Hammerheads, 5 championships, first time in Perfect League. And the Wile Coyotes, they're a team like us. They have 2 championships, first time in Perfect League. So I'm kind of loving it that everyone in my division, it's either our first or second time here. I'm, I guess, the veteran. I've been here twice now. Let me just double check. Oh, Glendale has been here twice. And yeah, so my team in Glendale, the veterans of Perfect League. And, you know, when I look at all the teams in here, this is typically the best of the best. You know, the Storm Kings, they have 1 Perfect League championship already. You know, we've seen a lot of these teams on DishNet streams on Sunday. In the NC, I've also got, who else that is familiar here? Clarkston Cougars, Bellingham. They've been in Perfect League 4 times now. They have 4 Diamond Championships. Alston, the Wolf Spiders, have 4 Diamond Championships. Elysian, they have 5 Diamond Championships and 1 Perfect League Championship. But in the NC, I'm not seeing a lot of the extremely familiar names here. Canadian team right now, Mississauga, 2 Diamond Championships, and they are at 6-1 right now. So this is seems like a good year to be in Perfect League because I don't see a huge number of power players on this side of the conference. On the AC, the Bend Trees. Look at that. Talk about nice Christmas decorations there on your tree. Bend Trees by Adam, who I know watches the channel once in a while. 8 Diamond Championships. Still looking for the first perfect championship. So they definitely are a favorite. Puyallup, 1 Perfect League championship, 3 Diamond Championships, always a contender. Talked about Crozet before, 5 Diamond Championships and a Perfect League. So they've won one of those cool trophies. Orlando has a couple diamonds. And the Cleveland Flying G's from last night's stream with DishNet, they won their first Perfect League, but they also have 4 Diamond Championships. So this is the AC is the conference of death. That's for sure. Seoul LOL Cats, 2 Diamond Championships. Who else do we got here? Adobe Acrobats, 2 Diamond, 2 Gold. The Worker Bees, they're currently 8-0 right now, having a great start to their season. They have 2 Diamond Championships. And Memphis Chicks have 3. Brooklyn have 1. Joe Creed have a couple diamond, and the Madison Moundmen have a couple. So this is what the AC is looking like. And then in the last division, we have the Baycats, 1 Perfect League championship, 2 diamond. We have C. Witt's Castroville Mashers, who won his first one a couple weeks ago to go with those 4 diamonds. The Clubbers, a couple diamonds. The Underground Turtle Bears, 4 diamond championships. And Orlando, a young team, first time in Perfect League, 1 diamond championship. So that's what we're looking at, and missed 1 division in the NC. We've got Bamberg, 1 diamond. Beaumont, 1 diamond. The Montreal Expos have been here 3 times now. They have 3 diamond championships. The New Barn Spartans, they have a couple. And the Albas, again, probably the strongest team in my side of Perfect League, with 1 perfect championship and 3 diamonds. So they haven't started off too well, 3-5, but again, it is early. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped. Anytime you can make Perfect League, it's fun just to be part of the show. You never know what's going to happen. I never expected to win diamond last week, and I'm liking the competition. I'm glad I'm on the NC and not on the AC side. So again, I'll keep you updated throughout the week. I get to kind of spy a little bit at all the different teams. Here is the Gladiator rotation. We've got John Matlick, who I picked up a couple seasons ago. I recommend you get him. He pitches really well into diamond. Expensive because he's a Platinum 3 card. I got him for about $200,000 a few weeks ago. He is currently going for $300,000. But he is my ace right now. Carl Hubble. A lot of you use Carl Hubble. He has pitched fairly well for me. 3.73 ERA in diamond last year. 3.2 WAR. My number 3 guy is the new Tom Seaver from Cooperstown 4, I believe. So this is already his 6th season. He went 11-4 last year in diamond with a 3.47. And on the card shop, you can get him for under 100,000 perfect points. And then Tom Glavine, which most people picked with their choice pack. If you chose a picture, you probably picked Tom Glavine. So I've kind of had him bullpen starter. I've been moving him around quite a bit, and I'll probably move him back to the bullpen because he's not doing well in Perfect League. But sometimes I like to take a look, and let's just see. In Perfect League, we've got probably 80% of the teams with Tom Glavine. Are they using him? That's another story. So far, we've only got half of the teams using him. So he looks like one of those tweeners. He looks like one of those pitchers that, you know, is strong diamond, weak Perfect League. But yeah, he's a 1.12 ERA for the Ottawa Hammerheads. And of course, the worst Tom Glavine right now is mine, 11.25. So if I take a look, let's just see at Ottawa how they're using him. They've got him right now in the number 2 position in their rotation. And it looks like they have him on a pitch count because he's only pitched 4 innings. So probably using the kidney snail man 60 pitch maximum and 18 batters. And Rube Waddell, really good pitcher if you can get him. Tournament card, he's probably going for at least 300,000 or more. Yep, none on the market right now, and the last 10 value 367,000. So that is my pitching rotation in the bullpen. I've got McGraw and Eckersley as my stoppers. Leiter, McCormick, Kevin Brown. I just can't drop this guy. He was my MVP in the playoffs on Sunday in the wild card series. And last season, in that Diamond Championship season, he had 23 wins, 2 losses, with a 2.36 ERA. Yeah, see Wit. Yeah, I'm just going over the perfect league. Made it. Second time here. Just want to check, as Radman said, the sound went out. How are you guys on sound? Is the sound still okay? As I sip my coffee? Sound check. Sound check's good. Sound check's good. All right. Thank you. Wildcat, wish come true. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, Kevin Brown, I just can't drop this guy. He's consistently performed really well for me. He's at an ERA under 4 ever since 2042, so over 10 years now. And in the last 4 seasons, he's had a winning record. 23, 33, 43, 56, and 19. 56 wins and 19 losses. And in perfect league, he's got 2 wins already. Even when I was in perfect league the first time, 4 years ago, he went 13-3. Like even C. Witt would go, wow. Like C. Witt's eyes would go, wow, Kevin Brown, 13-3 and perfect. So it's a card that I don't want to get rid of yet. Vida Blue, I'm still using him. Roy Halladay, and this is the pitcher that won the play-in game for me. The 98 Randy Johnson. Been fairly strong for me. He went 19-7 in Diamond, 19-4 in Diamond, 9-4. I didn't use him in perfect the first time, and I'm probably not going to use him a lot. I'm probably going to take him out. I don't think he can handle the perfect league. Strong Diamond, but not so much perfect league. Yeah, C-Wit, I'm with you. I really like the Kevin Brown as well. Extreme ground ball, plays with a ton of good defense. He's still a reliever in your rotation. But for you, he's kind of hit that max. He's kind of hit the wall. Hey, good. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Radman. Yeah, always let me know if you don't hear sound because it could very well be on my end. So my hitters, not what you expect out of a perfect team. This is a poor man's perfect team. And I haven't made a ton of changes since I've been to Perfect League the last time. Mickey Cochran, I got him the very first day he came out. I bought him on the card shop. I just had a feeling he was going to be a decent player. And I'm happy with him. He's not going to hit for a ton of average. Fielding wise, yeah, he's been pretty awful. I think Johnny Bench, if I do ever get the Johnny Bench, Cochran will be the guy to go. King Kelly, I still use King Kelly. You can see his batting stats. He was an MVP for me 4 seasons ago. And again, not going to hit for a ton of average. He did hit 290 and 237 when I was in perfect 4 seasons ago. First base, I've got Harmon Killebrew, who I'm looking to replace sooner rather than later. Yeah, he's going to hit the odd home run, but he's like Mel Ott was for me at the beginning of OOTP. Mel Ott could crush the ball, but had a very low average. And Killebrew, he's worn out his welcome. I have to get that new Jim Thome, I think. I have the old Jim Thome. And the old Jim Thome has 3 MVPs. In 1943, he had a couple, and he actually 3. He was my MVP of 2043. Pretty good home run numbers, although, of course, he tailed off. He only got 8 in perfect league the first time. He's hit 1 so far in 6 games. Joe Morgan, the hero for me in Game 5 of the finals on Sunday, getting a leadoff base hit. I need Nap LaJoie. Can't quite get him yet. So I got him on the bench. Jackie Robinson. Of course, I'm not going to get rid of Jackie. Still probably one of the top 5 second basemen in the game. You can get a Gold Glove. He can be in the All-Star game. Brooks Robinson, who I bought on the card shop. I've had him for about 10 seasons now. But I needed a strong third baseman, and I'm happy. Brooks Robinson's still one of the top 3 guys. I don't know how he compares to the new George Brett, but I like Mr. Brooks Robinson. Dave Bancroft. A lot of people are using Dave Bancroft at short now. Again, not going to hit a ton of average for you, although he did have a 278 a couple years ago. And his defense, look at that. When I was in perfect league with him the first time, 20.9 zone rating in perfect league. 16.7, 8.9, 11.7. Yeah, he's a stud at shortstop. He's a better rabbit. Slightly better rabbit for those of you that still hold rabbit dear to your heart. Willie Wells, my other shortstop. Again, he's going to hit between 230 and 260 for his average. And fielding, he's going to do decent. He had 11.3 zone rating and 3.3 when he was in perfect league a few seasons ago. And then in my outfield, I've got 4. Oscar Charleston. Look at that. MVP in 48, 46, and 46. Yeah, he's still a stud. Joe DiMaggio. Average-wise, he's hitting 357 in 4 games this season in perfect. Wow, Joe. 5 hits, 2 doubles. I don't expect him to keep that up. Ken Griffey Jr., probably be replacing him. And as we head to the break, my last outfielder, I'm a big fan, Paul Hines. We'll be back, guys, in about 90 seconds. Hang in there. Thanks again for tuning in. See you right after a message from our sponsors. All right, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday afternoon. And just want to double check here and see if OOTP has released a new LE yet for Monday. Typically Mondays they do, but I'm not seeing anything on their Twitter right now. So maybe Either they won't have one today or they'll have it a little bit later. All right, when I left off on Paul Hines, and I think C-Wit, if he's still here, I think C-Wit's been a big fan of Paul Hines as well. I bought this card off the card shop the night it came out, and it was cheap. It was like 28,000 perfect points. People were selling him left and right. They didn't believe in this Paul Hines card, and I've used him right from 2034. I did give him a couple seasons off during his diamond reign, but I did use him in Perfect League. He had a 256 average the first time, and a card that I just like. He hit 314 for me in a platoon role last season. That was probably his best average. Yeah, that was his best average. So it's a card that is just on the cusp for me right now. Of course, there are better cards out there, but I haven't got any of those yet. If I happen to get a Sam Crawford, yeah, obviously I would bring him in. But I think I would replace Ken Griffey Jr. before I replaced Paul Hines. And as you notice, I've got 4 center fielders here. So it's not the ideal rotation that I've got in my outfield. And like I said, this is not a team you would expect to have won diamond on Sunday. It has some good cards. It has some great cards, but it doesn't have a lot of those new meta cards that are being used in the game. So just want to take a look at, we'll take a quick look at C-Wit's team because he has some special cards. Cards that you had to get lucky or have a lot of perfect points to get. He has that Albert Pujols limited edition card, and it looks like he's used him fairly regularly in a platoon role and getting some good performance out of him. Probably using him against the lefties is my guess. So there's only 100 of those cards. Tough to get. I'm just curious, even on the card shop, if it's available. That was the card everyone was trying to pull, and it lasted for a long time. And right now, none are on the card shop. Someone's willing to pay $370,000, which is a fair offer, I think, since there's so many good first basemen out there. He also has the gold Jackie Robinson. Only one of these cards out there, and look at all these awards that this card has garnered. Been in the league now for 8 seasons. This is what you get for winning the Master Series. Only one of them out there, and it's a card that I can't see C-Wit getting rid of anytime soon. Not even going to be on the card shop. There's only one of them. Defensive-wise, how is this card doing? Wow. 30 zone rating, 24, 20. I'm drooling, C-Wit. I'm legitimately drooling at this card. I'm just surprised it took him so long to get you your first championship. That is an amazing second base card. Makes my Jackie Robinson look pretty bad. He also has Hugh Duffy. Again, a Perfect Team Championship Series card. I don't know if there's 4 of these or 1 of these out there. I can't remember if this just went to one person or if there's 4. If C-Wit's still here, how many of these Hugh Duffy cards are there? 1? Are you the only owner of this card? He's had them since the year 2030, so it's a card that's been out there a long time. And look at his numbers. 381 stolen bases, a 301 career average. Or actually, his career average is 294. Yeah. Ratings almost identical versus the lefties and the righties. Excellent defense in the outfield. And looks like he uses him on both sides of the plate. 4 of them, 4 Hugh Duffies. Okay, I think actually one thing I can do is there should be, if there are more than one, yeah, there's only one in Perfect League right now. So I don't know where the other 3 are. None of them have been sold yet. So that's something I'll have to ask C. Witt next time I see him. How many Hugh Duffies are there? Because I've only seen this one. I've only heard talk of him owning a Hugh Duffy. He's using 1 Topps bunt card, and I'm sure it's probably for defense. And I'm sure he's got him on the bench. So Mr. Buxton, 2 Gold Glove awards. And he's still using some old timers, just like myself. He's using King Kelly, probably in a limited role. Yes, in a limited role. But he's doing well. And of course, the card that forced a lot of people to either sell off or change how they use Babe Ruth. When Ted Williams came out, Babe Ruth became a little more expendable on certain teams. I'm going to guess there's 20 of them in Perfect League. Let's see. There are a lot. Yeah. I may be the only team in Perfect League without Ted Williams. Yeah. I'm just as Mr. Audit says, I'm just a peasant. I'm a free-to-play player. And there's proof for you guys. If you're a free-to-play player who has not put a dime into the game other than buying the game when it came out, there's proof. You can make it to Perfect League as a free-to-play player. And as a free-to-play player, I've got over 600 packs still waiting to be open. I've got 147,000 perfect points in the bank as a free-to-play player. I've got 300,000 hoping to get a Hal Newhouser card. So I've got close to 500,000 perfect points I have at my disposal. And I tend to hoard things. I hoard and hoard and hoard and wait for the right opportunity to either get a player off the card shop or to open packs. And right now, I'm not too eager to open a ton of packs because a lot of the Cooperstown mission cards, a lot of them are not in packs. They are in tournaments that you have to get a choice pack from. So I could open a lot of them and get Platinum 4 cards, which would be a smart choice. Or I could wait and better cards are going to come. The cards are only going to get better until February. I think they're going to release new cards probably up until the end of February because the game came out a month later this year. So yeah, I'm not overly eager on opening a lot of packs yet. Mission wise, I'm close on a lot of old ones, but the new ones, I guess, Greg Maddux, I'm only about 34% finished. I've got the Glavin, but to get some of these other cards, I love that you can hide cards you own. That's one of the best new features in this year's version of the game. So yeah, if I want to get that Greg Maddux card, it's cheaper to buy him. But here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have been scouring the card shop much, but look at this, Maddux. None of them on the card shop. 0. If we look at Chris Speaker, none on the card shop. Rivera, none on the card shop. Who else do we got that was recently benched? There'll probably be a few benches. No, none on the card shop. So a lot of these Cooperstown mission cards, you can't buy right now. No one's selling them. And that's because they're so hard to get. In fact, if we even go to the card shop and we look at all the cards over 400,000, you can see what are considered probably some of the elite cards. Babe Adams, over 400,000. Looks like a good card. But in terms of Cooperstown 5, there's none on here. Babe Ruth, if you still want your Babe Ruth, he's expensive. 600,000. Your Topps Bunt, Max Scherzer, probably a really good card. But as a free-to-play player, I can't get him. Warren Spahn, one of the best pitchers in the game, 500,000. So if you're a free-to-play player, you have to just be consistent and persistent and spam tournament after tournament after tournament. Get your packs, enter the perfect drafts, get lucky once in a while, and you can move up. You can get beyond stone and bronze and gold as a free-to-play player. You got lucky there, Mr. Audit. Speaker, yeah, none of the speakers on right now. Let's take a look at his last 10. 375,000. That I think is that's cheap. So if you got him for that price, congratulations. I would pay that for a Tris speaker. And how's he been doing for you? I know you probably haven't used him a lot, but is he performing? And who's the other one you got? You got Jimmy Fox. Let's check him out. There is a Jimmy Fox. Wow. Mr. Audit, you've got me thinking here. There's one Jimmy Fox on the market. Check Perfect League and see how many there are. This one's hitting 133. Don't like that. This one's not being used yet. On Ottawa, not using them. On Sylvania, he's not being used. Why are these perfect teams not using Jimmy Fox? Who else do we got? Cleveland, not using him. Florence, they're using him. He is hitting 270. On Manchester, he's hitting 176. On Puyallup, on the Vikings, he's hitting 276. And on Providence, 125. So small sample size for sure, but not a lot of perfect teams are using Jimmy Fox right now. Yeah, good point. If they have Pujols, no need for Fox. All right, let me do some quick math here. Let me do some quick math. I only have 25 of the 255 points. So if I bought the cards to complete Jimmy Fox, it would probably cost me about $300,000. on the card shop. He's going for 141. That I've got 147,000 perfect points. That is tempting. Do I pick up Jimmy Fox right now or wait for his price to come down? There are a couple buy orders, which is close to what the seller wants. Is he really, Fofi? He's second to Pujols. As I showed you guys, look who I have at first base. I have Jim Thome and Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey was my MVP in the World Series on Sunday, yesterday. He would be against the right-handed pitchers. And what is Fox? He'd be against the left-handed pitchers. What'd you pay for yours, Mr. Audit? What did you get your Jimmy Fox for? I'm doing it, guys. About 20,000 under level 10. An immediate upgrade. Taking out Thome, I think. Let me just double check here. Yep, we're going to take out Thome. Going to keep McCovey in. Of course I can't activate him. This may have been a spur-of-the-moment decision that I may regret at some point. But Jimmy Fox, if Mr. Audit has you, I've got to have you too. Who's the better first baseman, McCovey or Fox? Both about the same. No, I think Fox. Fox at first, McCovey at DH. Oh, that leaves me short a third baseman now. All right, there you have it. That's what we call the good, the bad, the ugly of Monday, making a spur-of-the-moment decision and picking up Jimmy Fox. Because I don't have Albert Pujols. And actually, Killebrew should have been the guy. Yeah, he should have been the guy I dropped. So, Mr. Jim Thome, you will come back in the lineup at some point. Because I like you better than Mr. Killebrew. All right, let's check up on chat here. So, Mr. Audit, you got him for $100K. I already forgot what I paid for him. What did I pay for him? 141. So you got the better deal. That helps you platoon at first base. Yeah, that definitely helps me. I can still use McCovey and Fox now. And then I'll probably bring in, what do you guys think? Tomei compared to Killebrew. Tomei compared to Killebrew. Probably Tomei, right? Yeah. Just like I thought. Well, that's what we get when we explore the card shop and I have enough perfect points to buy a CC5 player. And the other, who else is in CC5? Rivera, Musial. Let's check how many people are using Sandman. Quite a few. But again, he's another first baseman. And one team is using him so far. Two teams. Although he's crushing it on the teams that are using him. So every team except for Webster Groves, Stan Musial's doing really well. But again, if you've got Pujols, if you've got Jimmy Fox, if you've got Lou Gehrig, like there's so many good first basemen out there now. So although a good card, it's probably not a must-have card right now. Getting 389 for Mississauga. That's the fun. I get to explore in Perfect League a little bit and see some of these cards that I can't afford for the most part. All right, guys, we are going to transition over as we've got about 45 minutes here before we raid EVC, and he gives us a update on all the theme teams. Let me get into another iron tournament or two. I've been playing those Perfecto drafts, but not doing well. I'm not a master of that perfect draft. I love them, though. They're fun. Every card's a perfect card. All right, let me go over to Jays. And I'm not going to open packs on the Jays or on the Gladiators today. I'm going to open packs on them tomorrow. But I do want to kind of check in at where they're at right now. They stayed in Diamond, lost in the second round of the playoffs. So yeah, let's check them out before we hit our next break in about 3 minutes. Again, if you're new to the channel, thank you, 27 McCoolun. 27 McCoolun. You are follower number 398. Oh, two more to go to hit the magic number of 400, which all baseball players aspire to hit 400. Same with streamers. We want to hit 400. So the Jim Unknown Blue Jays, let's check in on them. Where are they? They are currently 3-5 in Diamond 351. Are any of you guys in Diamond 351? Hey, Wildcat, you made the quarterfinals in Perfect today? That is a dream. That's a dream for me to make any choice pack in Perfect Draft. Let's take a look. Do I recognize any of these teams? Not really. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, another Canadian team. Good to see ya. Don't see Gorgo's team here. Don't see any of Mr. Audit's teams. Gorgo's in 358. I miss being in your leagues, Gorgo. They were always good streaming material when we could face up against each other. I don't have any rivals here, I don't think. Yeah, I don't recognize a lot of these teams. So I guess I'll meet them. All right, I do have a choice pack. Hey, let's open up that choice pack, but I want to see which missions I'm the closest on here for Cooperstown. So Cooperstown 5, the closest one is Musial or Walter Johnson. So because I have Bancroft, I'm 22% of the way there on Musial. So let's open up this choice pack. Help me, guys. What kind of choice pack? It's only a silver choice pack, but hey, every choice pack's a good one. And it's too bad you couldn't see the missions that are in easier. So this is an extra base hit one. I think, was that Musial? Was Musial extra base hits? Yes, he is. So Pendleton. Buck Freeman. Power. I've got nothing in power yet, so I'm not going to take him. Rehos. Extra base hits. Giles. Power. Howard is probably going to be a Maddox guy. Control. Oh, I'm 61% in control. I missed that. Oh, yeah. Control. Gary Maddox. Greg Maddox. Not Gary. Well, I think I know the winner here then. And Seth Lugo probably in the Rivera. Reliever, yes. All right, this is a no-brainer. I am taking Howard Emke. All right, welcome back, guys. After the break, during the break, I was just going through the choice pack that I had, looking at all my options, and the obvious option was to take the one pitcher that helps me with Cooperstown, Greg Maddox. So by taking that silver pitcher, that puts me at 64% now complete with Greg Maddox. So much more attainable. I only need 115 more points. I've got 76,000 perfect points to play with. I could get John Clarkson, or I could get myself 2 gold. So let's take a look. Clarkson, Wheelman, and Morrison. If I take Clarkson, that gets me 45 points. Still a ways away. And if I take the 2 gold guys, it gets me 50 points, which is still quite a bit away. So I'll hold off. I'll hopefully get some more choice packs in future tournaments, but that is the closest I am for a CC5 card. I thought it was Stan Musial, but it is not. It is Greg Maddox. Thank you to the Peninsula. The Peninsula. Are you in Spain or in Portugal? Are you on the Peninsula? Thank you. You are follower number 399. One more. Can we hit 400 on this Monday afternoon? Or are we going to have to wait one more day? Thank you so much for the follow. All right, in this last half hour, let me spam a Ace of Bronze once again. Again, we will open up packs on this team tomorrow. And finally, let's go and check out the theme team. You guys are getting some good polls on your packs today. I always like when you guys tell me what you, if you pull some good cards. Heard a couple of you in past episodes mention you pulled a perfect or two. Just like EVC, I can't type and chat at the same time. All right, we have, since Friday, we've picked up 74 packs on the perfect team. 74. See how many we can get through today. Just going to go back to my tab screen here. For those of you that are new to my stream on OOTP, I have created finally a theme team to run in EVC's universe. And yes, I call it the EVC universe because it was his kind of conception, his idea to create a theme team and then encourage other people to create theme teams. And he is following me at 3:30 Eastern today. He is going to come on and talk theme team galore and show you slides and update his teams, and does a fantastic job on his streams. And again, we have probably close to 200 theme teams now, closing in on at least the 150 mark. Even entire leagues are full of theme teams. My theme team that I created last week, Lights, Camera, Action, where I can only use ball players that have appeared in movies or TV shows or theatrical productions. They can't have been in a TV commercial. That doesn't count. They can't have been on a talk show. That doesn't count. So they've got to actually be in something that they've acted in. I do include game shows from prior to 1985, those older game shows. So I've been able to put together a decent team. As you saw in the good and the bad and the ugly title card for this episode, last week, my theme team went 114 and 39. And we didn't leave rookie. We're still here because we happen to be in the same division as a better team, which sucks. So my theme team, I've been able to add some bronze cards. Sandy Alomar Jr. was one card that I added. I added Wade Boggs, who appeared in Cheers. Rob Deere, who was in the Darwin Conspiracy. Roger Clemens, I pulled this on stream and was glad to pull this card. He was in Cobb, he was in Kingpin, he was in Anger Management. Mike Donlin from a choice pack. Turkey Mike, he's been in a few movies. Bo Jackson, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air appearance. And my other choice pack diamond, George Sisler, who is in a game show called To Tell the Truth. I also then added Bill Mazeroski, who is in The Odd Couple in 1968, and he hit into a triple play, which Walter Matthau didn't get to see because he was arguing with Felix on the phone. Felix was like, "Don't you buy too many hot dogs. I'm making hot dogs for supper." Darryl Strawberry, who was in The Simpsons. Derek Jeter, who appeared in the movie The Other Guys. And then 2 Vikings appearances, one by Noah Syndergaard and one by Blue Jay great and legend, Josh Donaldson. As time went on, I added the 80 Satchel Paige, who was in The Kid from Cleveland. Frank Baker, who is in a couple films. Giancarlo Stanton, who appeared in the Rock TV show Ballers. And then, more recently, I got to add Hank Aaron, who was in the movie Summer Catch as a scout, and Clayton Kershaw, who is in the TV show New Girl. On the weekend, on stream on Friday, I guess, I pulled Don Mattingly. And Don Mattingly was also in an episode of The Simpsons. I know you've all seen this movie, Weenie Roast Massacre. What a classic movie. Weenie Roast Massacre. And Brandon Webb was in the movie Weenie Roast Massacre. The things that you find out as you do research for these players. And I did pick up on the card shop for 100,000 perfect points. I grabbed it while I could. Mariano Rivera, Cooperstown 5 reliever, who was in the animated show Henry and Me. And I needed a better third baseman, so I looked and I found Pie Traynor. And Pie Traynor, better known as Harold Traynor, was in the first version of the movie Angels in the Outfield as a Pirates coach in that movie. Yeah, Gorgo, I would love to use, any player that, hey, you were on TV in a baseball game on Sunday night. I get to use you. I had to limit some criteria. And then, of course, the cream of the crop that I pulled on stream on Friday. It's still in my library on Twitch. If you want to see that card being pulled, Sam Crawford, probably one of the top 3 Platinum 4 cards. And lo and behold, my viewers said, Lap, he's been in a movie. He was in the movie College that featured Buster Keaton. And I'm like, whoa, I get to use him. And then I went on the card shop and I looked at his value. And then I had a decision to make. Do I keep him and play him? And he's a card that would probably be on my team forever, because there's probably not many better cards that will come out. So he would be a lifer. in the outfield, or do I sell him and fill in many other gaps? And Sam Crawford, I think only 2 of them have sold for close to 700,000 perfect points. Someone's willing to pay 350. So if I put them up for 700,000, that could go a long way in filling my gaps, especially in pitching. So that is the dilemma I'm facing right now, to keep or to sell, because to sell him, he's probably at his highest point right now. As more and more get pulled, those prices are going to come down. Even if I made 500,000, that would go a long way in completing some of these Cooperstown missions. So something I got to consider. I got to think about. Right now, again, we are still in rookie. We are 6-2. We're at the top of the AC Central Division. And let me show you the other theme teams here. The New York Metropolitans, one of our biggest competitors, is 8-0. Space Lion Bear, the manager of the New York Metropolitans. The Marvel Cinematic Baseballverse, they are currently 5-3. This is their first league in rookie. They were in the entry pool last week. And Sonic, Daydream Youth, Sonic Youth, they are back in rookie and they're at 500. They're 5-5. They use all players with names of band members from Sonic Youth. And let me see if there's any more. I think that is it. So in rookie, there are only 4 of us. So I like my chances. We're 6-2. Last season, we had 39 losses. So this may be a rack up the points, rack up the perfect points type of week. So I'd still need a few more pitchers. My pitching staff is really weak. Mariano Rivera, who I bought off the card shop on Friday, I believe. He went 3-0, 202 average with 3 saves. So yeah, he is going to be my stopper for a long time. Hitting wise, I've got some great cards. Giancarlo Stanton from the Ballers. He had 36 home runs last season. Sam Crawford. He's hitting 481 this year. Stud in the outfield. And I am using this opportunity to train him in left field. I've got him playing left field. I want to maximize his training so he gets up to 123. So he should be able to do that in a couple seasons. But yeah, this is that dilemma. Like, do I sell him or just keep him? He was in a movie with Buster Keaton. He qualifies. Mike Donlin from a choice pack, hitting 355. And one of my favorite cards, Rob Deere in headlights. Look at that. He led rookie with 57 home runs last year. 57 dingers. But because I have Crawford in my lineup now, he doesn't get in against the righties. Who do I replace? I don't take out Crawford, George Sisler, Mike Donlin, or Hank Aaron. And there's nowhere else to put Rob Deere. 57 home runs. Hank Aaron last season had 40 home runs. So I led rookie in home runs, that's for sure. And Bill Mazeroski, who won a gold Great Glove for me, hitting 389. The bronze Mazeroski. And the beautiful thing is, I could go onto the card shop I can get the gold version of Maz at some point. Was he a, no, he's a packable. He's in packs. He's not a tournament card. So that's what our team is looking like right now in rookie. Again, it should be a cakewalk to the playoffs, I would think, especially if I can pick up one or two more players. Look, I'm first, second, first in a lot of the hitting categories, but my pitching still suffering a little bit. Who's that, Mr. Audit? Who's worth the 50 PP? Oh, Mazeroski? Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah. Mazeroski's only 29. Rob Deere? I'm telling you guys, if you don't have Rob Deere, even just to have him in your collection, he's 430 perfect points now. But at one time, you could get him, yeah, a lot cheaper. But you can't get him in packs anymore. And I just look at his stats in rookie. 57 home runs, 273 average, 145 RBIs. Man, I would love to get him full-time in my lineup. But there's no place for him against the righties. Sisler can only play DH or first, and Mattingly can only play DH or first. Yeah, 7 points per home run. Yeah. That is a good investment, Mr. Audit. That is for sure. All right, we are going to finish off this stream by opening some packs. And then we're going to go visit EVC in about 15 minutes or so. So 74 packs on the slate. We'll see how many we can get through. Let's get the dogs barking. Let's get the hype train. Let's get some diamond cards. Players that have been in movies. You guys are my keyboard warriors. If I pull a good card, get on Google, check to see if he qualifies for the team. And any duplicates I get, they're going on the card shop for a reduced rate. So have your card shop ready. If you're looking for mission player cards, you will get the best rates from me and Gorgo and many other streamers that sell off their duplicates. Not starting off very well. Who let the dogs out? Woof! That would be the perfect theme song for my laptop hound streams. But unfortunately, there are copyright issues with those songs. All right, come on, you movie stars. We've got our first gold card. I'm hoping for a lot of Plat 4, as I don't have too many of those. Shane McClellan. Part of 3 missions, so I will keep him since I don't have him yet. And I'm only worried about some missions because if that player has not been in a movie or TV show, not as important for me. Gold card number 2. How about a Plat 488? Nope. But I'm happy with it. And on that note, bring in the heat. Bring in the heat. You get A little bit of laptop dance or the dab. How about the dab? Bring in the heat. Thank you so much for being follower 400. Let the fireworks go off. And 2VJA 456-789. Thank you for being follower number 401. You get the other side dab. Nothing like an old guy dabbing. So thank you for the 2 recent followers. Amazing. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for tuning in episode after episode to collect your packs and to watch a streamer like myself. Frank Howard. Has anyone done the research? Although he's an outfielder and a first baseman, so he won't play on the team because I already have better players than that. So if Frank Howard wasn't a TV show or movie, I wouldn't use him anyway. Since you commented, bring in the heat, you get an extra dab. Or because, you know, I watch hockey and we have the San Jose Sharks, you get the shark movement, the shark bite. Thank you so much. Great to have you here. I hope you pull some good cards in your packs. Gold card number 3. Who is behind door number 1? Brandon Nemo, again, part of 2 missions, so I will not sell that one off. I don't get a lot of duplicates because it's a new team. Nothing much there. Unless it's silver or better, it's not going to make my team. First Platinum 4 card, Tony Horton. And the Platinum 4 missions will probably come out within a couple weeks. I doubt they'll come out this week. Probably next week. Mind you, we're getting close to the Christmas, and I don't know what their schedule is going to be like for releasing cards. Christmas is on a Sunday this year. So they'll probably do on December 22nd, they'll probably have a release, I would think. Not getting a lot of good cards here. No one that I can add to the theme team yet. You guys aren't bringing the hype train. Come on, bring in the heat. If you can bring in the heat, you can bring in the hype. Get those emojis going. Get the emotes going. Get the dogs a-barking. It is time for the laptop hound timeout. Because we're not getting much. See if we completed any missions yet. 3 of them. Good Eye and a couple live ones. Luke Appling. 75 shortstop. We'll have to check if he's played in any movies. Right now at short, I have Derek Jeter. I don't think he'll replace him. But I could replace Bill Mazeroski if Luke Appling has been in a movie or TV show. So do some research there. There we go. Bring in the heat. You got the idea now. Excellent. And Bobby Grich could bring him in to replace Mazeroski. So keyboard warriors, Bobby Grich or Luke Appling. Check IMDb. See if they're usable cards. We will submit those 2 there. All right, timeout number 1 is done. Let's get back to the packs. Still waiting for our first diamond. And only pulled 1 Cooperstown or 1 Platinum 4 so far. So the packs have not been good. Harry Williams, Jim Paglaroni. Not very good cards. I got spoiled on Friday. So as I like to do, which works for me 9 times out of 10, I leave. I go and get in a couple tournaments. I let the boys think it over a little bit. What's going wrong? Where are all the good cards? And then I come back into the game. And 9 times out of 10, I'll hit a couple golds or a diamond within 10 packs. Let's see. Come on. Where are Dink? Don't have you yet, so I will keep that one. Nothing there. All right, we've got our second Platinum 4. This is a card, as I mentioned earlier, go check out my YouTube video about Ace of Bronze tournaments on how you can win a lot of packs. This is a card I use on my bronze team as one of my catchers. Jocko Milligan. He is a duplicate. I will put him on the card shop for you for $155. Cheapest one on the market. If you need Platinum 4, pick him up. You might need him for a mission in the future. He is on the card shop. He won't last long. Kevin Brown, if you're looking to complete this one, I will put him on for $55. All right, a couple silvers there, although they're live silvers. And where is that diamond? Where are the couple golds? That timeout. Well, there's the gold. Stephen Kwan. I will keep him, part of 3 missions. And for those of you in the chat, let me know when you see EVC, when his broadcast comes up, and then I will raid into him. If you could do that favor for me and keep a watch on his clock and when he goes up. Gold, number 6, Nick Ahmed. Sold. And lucky number 7. Gold number 7. Lucky number 7. Finally, we hit something after that second time out. Jock Peterson. I will have to check if he's been in any movies, but he is an outfielder, and he's probably not going to replace any outfielders I have. Very cheap on the card shop. But I'm going to keep him just in case I pull the other San Francisco Giant. All right, that timeout did work as we got a top bunt card. Still waiting for a diamond. Johnny Ray, another card I use on my bronze tournament teams. Although 3 people think he's worth 19,000 points. I am going to put him up for 100. Something a lot more reasonable. If you want the bronze Johnny Ray for 100 perfect points, he is now there. And we are calling our last time out. I just want to go check on Twitch here quick, see if EVC is up and running. Not yet. And just like that, Johnny Ray has sold. I hope one of you guys picked him up. All right, back to pack ripping a gold number 8. And we have a historical. Carl Willis. He would be an improvement on my theme team. From 1993, part of 2 missions, I will have to write his name down and check IMDb later. I hope he's been in something where I can use him. And finally, after 40 packs, we finally hit our first diamond. A great way to almost end today's episode. Is it something going to be useful? Let's see. What do we got behind door number 1? It's the double dab. Double dab, Johnny Antonelli. That last time out did help. Don't want to sell him. And look at that. Someone's willing to pay 37,000 perfect points. Wow, this is a highly sought after card. I just have to check if he's been in a movie or TV show, because he will be a great setup man for my bullpen. If you guys have your browser open, check Johnny Antonelli IMDb and let me know if I can use him on the theme team. Otherwise, I am going to have to sell him, or maybe wait till the missions come out. But that is a fantastic pull. All right, we'll go a few more packs here. No perfect, but I'm happy with that Diamond Platinum 4 card. And the last time out here. Let me go and double check if we're ready for a raid. Not yet. All right, we're going to open 5 more packs and then we're going to call it a day. We have a silver Bib Falk. Again, an outfielder. I'm not looking for any outfielders right now. And gold card number 9. Live Blake, part of 2 missions. And a double gold. Double gold, hoping for at least 1 historical. Let's start with the bottom left. We have Chris Sale. And at the top left, we have ourselves a Bobby Abreu. Part of 2 missions, and Bobby is part of 3 missions. Doggy Miller. Interesting catcher. I've got a lot of cards to research now to find out if I can use them on the theme team. All right, 1 more pack, and then we are going to wind down and set up the raid. Nothing in that last pack. We will hang on to the other packs until a future stream, but let's go check out our missions one more time. Lots complete now. And a lot of players I have to look up. because they may be able to be added to this weak pitching rotation. Double check in on our last game played here in Rookie up against the Motor City. Scoreless after one. They get one run in the bottom of the second. Second run for Motor City. We do not score anything until we are getting clobbered 6-0. Top of 7, we get nothing. Top of 8, we look like we get shut out. Yes, we do. A dominant team like this in Rookie, with a lot of good players, we get shut out by Detroit. All right, that is going to do it for this episode here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check in tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to do another historical replay. I may have a guest on tomorrow as well on the stream to help participate in that historical replay. If you're a Pirates fan, I think you're going to enjoy the conversation that I have with this guy. And Thursday again, next giveaway of 10,000 perfect points on Thursday's stream. Thank you again for all the new followers today. 27 Makulahoon, the Peninsula, bringing the heat, 2VJA 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you for the follows. You have now pushed me over 400 followers. It is a great day for baseball, even if it's really cold outside right now. And be kind to yourself and to someone else. Holidays are coming. People are suffering in many different ways, financially, physically, emotionally. It is tough out there in many parts of the world. First and foremost, you need to take care of yourself, because if you're not right with yourself, it's hard to help other people as well. Enjoy a coffee today. Enjoy a chocolate bar. Do something fun to get you through this Monday. Still waiting to see if EVC pops up. Let me know if you see him on stream. I will keep the stream going in case you need a few more minutes to get your last pack. And once I see EVC pop up, then I will go and rate him. And we will say, hey, tell us about theme teams, EVC.